So what helped me during my anxiety recovery journey? Now, when I was trying to overcome anxiety, it started off as a panic attack. I didn't know what it was. I genuinely thought I was going to die, and then that started a whole vicious cycle. I literally transformed into somebody I didn't even recognize as I was going through anxiety. I used to be this carefree, super extroverted, just having fun guy to somebody who couldn't leave his house, that stopped smiling, that lost a lot of weight, that just lost the joy in life, who was experiencing physical symptoms that thought there was like something malignant wrong with them. And so what really helped me? Well, you have to understand, I tried everything. I tried meditation, I tried yoga, I tried breathing techniques, I did acupuncture, anything and everything you could think about. In fact, I probably spent, no joke, probably around $30,000. As a young kid, trying to figure out what was happening. I kept going to doctors. I kept trying to go everywhere. Doctors, therapists, naturopaths, chiropractors, you name it, functional doctors, everything I could do to try to get this thing fixed. But what I realized is once I exhausted everything and I was like, man, there's nothing I can do to fix this. Then what ended up happening was I began understanding how anxiety worked. And one of the biggest keys for me was a couple of books written by people who had gone through the exact same thing as me, which was number one, Claire Weeks. She wrote a book called Hope and Help for Your Nerves. Now, I think it was written in the 60s. It's a little bit outdated, but like it really highlights better than anybody I've ever seen really talk about how anxiety works. Number two is another individual by the name of Paul David. He has a book called At Last Life. He has a great website called anxietynomore.co.uk. These people, I tip my hats off and give a lot of my recovery journey to them. I also had a very supportive family. But what I learned was recovery came from within. And so what I do now is I just guide people through recovery, right? Like recovery comes from within, but a guide is necessary in my opinion. For me, it was just books. If I could have had somebody that would have guided me, taken me by the hand, that would have been great. The closest people I had were my family members who were supportive, who hadn't really gone through this, but you know, they were very instrumental, even though they hadn't gone through this. I think the best though is somebody that knows exactly what's happening. So guiding you step by step and focusing on long-term freedom. I know this doesn't give you the answer, but like remember, anxiety isn't like a quick answer. Oh, you overcome it by doing just this one thing. In fact, it's us trying to find the convenience of trying to fix anxiety with one or two things that often keeps us in the cycle alive like longer, right? It's like, well, what was that one thing that helped you? It wasn't one thing. It was understanding the mechanics, learning how to respond, dealing with setbacks, developing my core confidence, and making sure this never happened again. This is really how recovery looks like. This is how you encompass recovery. So I hope this helps.